The sun sets over the vast golden plains of the African savanna, casting long, jagged shadows across a landscape that appears peaceful from a distance. But for those who live here, the twilight does not bring rest. It brings the beginning of an ancient and bloody ritual. This is the stage for the most intense and enduring rivalry in the natural world. It is a war that has been waged for millions of years, carved into the very DNA of the creatures that call this wilderness home. On one side, we have the spotted hyena, a highly intelligent, social, and formidable predator. On the other, the African lion, the undisputed king of beasts. To the casual observer, the relationship between these two species is often misunderstood. Pop culture has frequently painted the hyena as a cowardly scavenger, a bottom feeder that waits for the lion to do the hard work before moving in to steal the remains. However, the reality of the wild is far more complex and much more violent. Hyenas are, in fact, incredibly successful hunters, killing up to 90% of their own food. They are strategic, powerful, and possess one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom. They are not merely trash collectors of the plains. They are apex predators in their own right. Yet, despite their strength and their numbers, there is a shadow that looms over every hyena clan. It is a shadow that can turn a confident pack of hunters into a scattered, panicked group in a matter of seconds. This shadow belongs to the lion. This is not just a competition for food, it is a deep-seated ancestral fear. Biologists refer to this dynamic as intra-guild predation, a situation where two top-tier predators compete for the exact same resources in the same territory. In the savanna, there is no room for two kings. Every meal a hyena eats is a meal a lion has lost, and every cub born to one side is a future threat to the other. This rivalry is unique because it is personal. Lions and hyenas don't just avoid each other, they actively seek each other out. They track one another's calls, they monitor each other's movements, and they engage in psychological warfare that lasts a lifetime. A hyena clan might spend hours harassing a group of lionesses, using their numbers to wear them down through sheer persistence and high-pitched, nerve-wracking vocalizations. But the moment a male lion appears on the horizon, the atmosphere changes instantly. The atmosphere of the savanna shifts from calculated aggression to cold, paralyzing terror. In this documentary, we are going to peel back the layers of this legendary feud. We will explore the physical weapons each side brings to the battlefield and the complex social structures that allow them to govern their territories. We will debunk the myths of the scavenger and look at the terrifying reality of what happens when these two titans collide. But most importantly, we will answer the ultimate question. In a world where hyenas are so powerful and so numerous, why is it that they fear the Lion King above all else? We are diving deep into the heart of the African wilderness to witness the mechanics of power, the price of dominance, and the primal fear that keeps the savanna in a state of perpetual deadly balance. This is the story of a war without end. This is the story of why the hyena flees when the king speaks. To understand the deep-rooted fear hyenas have for lions, we must first look at the raw, physical machinery of these two predators. On paper, the spotted hyena is an impressive specimen. It possesses one of the most specialized skulls in the carnivorous world, designed specifically for destruction. While a lion's teeth are built to grip and tear flesh, the hyena's premolars are massive, bone-crushing tools. With a bite force reaching approximately 1,100 pounds per square inch, a hyena can exert more pressure than a lion, allowing it to pulverize the thickest femurs of a giraffe or a Cape buffalo to reach the nutrient-rich marrow inside. This capability means a hyena can consume parts of a carcass that a lion simply cannot, giving them a distinct biological advantage in times of scarcity. Furthermore, the hyena is built for the long game. Their hearts are disproportionately large, making up about 1% of their body weight. This gives them incredible cardiovascular endurance, allowing them to pursue prey over vast distances at a steady pace of 60 kilometers per hour until the victim collapses from exhaustion. In contrast, the lion is a sprinter built for explosive power rather than stamina. A lion can be outrun and outlasted, but it can almost never be outpowered in a direct, close-quarters physical confrontation. When we move from the teeth to the rest of the body, the lion's dominance becomes terrifyingly clear. An adult male lion can weigh up to 250 kilograms, nearly 3 times the weight of a large female hyena. This weight isn't just bulk, it is dense functional muscle. While hyenas have powerful forequarters, their hindquarters are sloped and relatively weak, which aids in long-distance running but leaves them vulnerable in a wrestling match. Lions, however, the ultimate grapplers of the cat world. Their retractable claws are 4-inch-long hooks designed to anchor themselves into a moving target, and their forelimbs possess the strength to swipe with enough force to break a hyena's spine or skull in a single blow. This disparity in physical weaponry creates a very specific combat dynamic. A single lioness, though smaller than a male, is still significantly larger than any hyena and possesses superior agility. In a one-on-one fight, a lioness will almost always win because she can use her paws to manipulate her opponent, pinning the hyena down to deliver a precise, suffocating bite to the throat. Hyenas lack this manual dexterity. They fight with their mouths alone. To compensate for this, hyenas rely on the force of many. They understand that while one lioness is a match for one hyena, 3 or 4 hyenas can surround her, nipping at her flanks and hindquarters, using their superior numbers to wear her down. However, even the advantage of numbers has a breaking point. When a male lion enters the fray, the physical math changes entirely. A male lion is not just larger, he is built for the specific purpose of combat. His thick mane serves as biological armor, protecting his neck and throat from the bone-crushing bites of the hyena. For a hyena, trying to find a lethal grip on a male lion is like trying to bite through a dense, tangled shield of hair and muscle. The presence of a single male lion can effectively nullify a pack of 20 hyenas. He does not fear being surrounded because his sheer mass and reach allow him to kill or maim any hyena that comes within a few feet. This physical reality dictates the psychology of the savannah. The hyena knows that its bite is its greatest weapon, but it also knows that to use that weapon, it must get dangerously close to the lion's claws, a gamble that rarely pays off. The lion knows that it is the heavy hitter of the plains, capable of ending a life with a single, well-placed strike. This gap in raw power is the foundation of the hierarchy. It is why, despite having the stronger bite and better stamina, the hyena must always look over its shoulder. The lion is not just a rival, it is a physical force of nature that the hyena's body is simply not designed to overcome. To truly understand why the rivalry between lions and hyenas is so intense, we have to look beyond their physical weapons and examine their societies. Both species are highly social, but they have evolved 2 completely different ways of organizing themselves, creating a clash of cultures that plays out every single day on the plains. The lion pride is often described as a monarchy. It is a tightly knit, highly exclusive family unit built on a foundation of cooperation and clear division of labor. At the heart of the pride are the lionesses, sisters, mothers, and aunts who have lived together since birth. They are the primary hunters and the strategists of the group. However, the pride is anchored by the resident male lions. These males are more than just figureheads. They are the ultimate specialized security force. Their entire existence is dedicated to the protection of the pride's territory and its members. Because their social structure is so stable and their roles so well defined, lions operate with a level of disciplined coordination that few other animals can match. When a pride moves against a threat, they do so with a unified purpose. In contrast, the spotted hyena lives in a society known as a clan. These clans are much larger and far more complex than a lion pride, sometimes numbering up to 80 or even 100 individuals. But unlike the patriarchal or egalitarian structures we see in many other mammals, hyena society is a strict matriarchy. In the world of the hyena, the females are the ones in charge. They are larger, more aggressive, and significantly more powerful than the males. Within the clan, there is a rigid linear hierarchy where every individual knows exactly where they stand. Even the highest-ranking male in the clan is subordinate to the lowest-ranking female. This aggressive social structure is fueled by high levels of hormones in the females, which begins even before they are born, preparing them for a life of constant competition. This difference in social organization dictates how these 2 rivals approach a battle. When hyenas encounter lions, they rely on mobbing behavior. Because they lack the raw power of a lion, they use their superior numbers to create a state of high-intensity chaos. They use a wide array of vocalizations, the famous cackle or laugh, to communicate stress, excitement, and instructions to the rest of the clan. A group of 20 hyenas can overwhelm a single lioness through sheer psychological and physical persistence, darting in and out from all angles to wear her down. It is a war of attrition. However, the lion's social structure has a tactical advantage that often proves fatal for the hyena. While hyenas are numerous, their clans are often fragmented into smaller subgroups that forage independently. Lions, however, are almost always within calling distance of their pride mates. Furthermore, lions are exceptionally good at identifying the leader of a hyena clan. They understand that the clan's strength is tied to its matriarch. In many recorded encounters, a lion will ignore the lower-ranking hyenas and focus entirely on killing the alpha female. When the matriarch is killed or incapacitated, the hyena's complex social structure doesn't just bend, it breaks. Without their leader to coordinate the mobbing, the remaining hyenas often lose their nerve and scatter. This is the fundamental difference. The lion pride is a fortress of stability, while the hyena clan is a volatile, high-pressure system that can collapse if the top is removed. This social vulnerability is a key reason why, even when they outnumber lions 10 to 1, hyenas maintain a deep, instinctual caution. They aren't just facing a predator, they are facing a unified strategic force that knows exactly how to dismantle their society from the top down. To understand the true nature of the conflict between the lion and the hyena, we must first dismantle one of the most persistent myths in the natural world: the idea that the hyena is merely a cowardly scavenger. For decades, popular media has portrayed the hyena as a shadow-dwelling creature that waits for the lion to do the hard work of hunting before moving in to pick at the scraps. But science tells a very different story, and it is this reality that makes their rivalry so much more violent. In truth, the spotted hyena is one of Africa's most successful and efficient apex predators. Research in the Serengeti and other regions has shown that hyenas kill between 60 and 90% of the food they consume. They are not waiting for handouts. They are active hunters capable of taking down massive prey, from wildebeest to zebras, through incredible endurance and teamwork. Interestingly, the myth of the scavenger actually applies more frequently to the lion. In many ecosystems, it is the lion that waits to hear the sounds of a hyena kill, the distinct high-pitched giggles and bone-crushing snaps, and then moves in to steal the meal. This behavior is known as kleptoparasitism, or the act of stealing food from another predator. In the harsh environment of the savannah, energy is the most valuable currency. A hyena clan may spend hours tracking, chasing, and eventually bringing down a large animal. This process consumes a massive amount of calories and carries a high risk of injury. When a lion or a pride of lions arrives to take that kill, they aren't just stealing meat. They are stealing the life-sustaining energy the hyenas just spent. For the hyena, this is a devastating blow to their survival. This constant theft creates a cycle of intense resentment and strategic warfare. Because they occupy the exact same ecological niche and hunt the same prey, they are in a state of perpetual competition. They are like two rival businesses fighting over the same small group of customers. For one to thrive, the other must fail. This is why you will often see lions and hyenas fighting over a carcass that is already stripped bare. It isn't about the meat anymore. It's about denying the opponent a resource. It is a war of attrition where every calorie stolen is a tactical victory. The food war also highlights the specific psychological pressure lions exert on hyenas. Hyenas are highly intelligent and can calculate risk with surprising accuracy. When they have a kill, they eat with a desperate, frantic speed. This bolt-eating behavior is an evolutionary response to the threat of lions. They know that the clock is ticking from the moment the prey hits the ground. The scent of blood and the sounds of the struggle act like a dinner bell for any lions in the area. When lions arrive at a hyena kill, the dynamic is fascinating to observe. If it is only a few lionesses, a large hyena clan might attempt to defend their prize, using their numbers to surround the cats and harass them with nip-and-run tactics. They will make a deafening noise, hoping to intimidate the lions into leaving. However, the moment a male lion appears, the hyena clan usually retreats instantly. They have learned through generations of conflict that no amount of meat is worth the risk of a male lion's intervention. This constant pressure of being hunted for their own food creates a state of hypervigilance in the hyena. It reinforces the hierarchy where the lion is the tax collector of the plains, taking what it wants when it wants. This relationship is a primary driver of the hyena's fear. It is not just the fear of being killed, it is the daily grinding reality of being dominated by a stronger force that can take away your means of survival at any moment. The food war ensures that these two species can never be neighbors. They are, and will always be, the most bitter of enemies. While the rivalry between a hyena clan and a pride of lionesses is a complex game of numbers and persistence, everything changes the moment a male lion enters the frame. If the savannah is a battlefield, the male lion is the heavy artillery. To understand why hyenas fear him above all others, we must look at his role not as a hunter, but as a specialist in interspecies warfare. A male lion is built for a singular purpose, the defense of the pride and its territory. He is a biological juggernaut, weighing up to 500 pounds, which is nearly 3 to 4 times the size of an average hyena. But his advantage isn't just in raw mass, it is in his design. His most iconic feature, the thick, dark mane, is more than just a symbol of status. It is a functional suit of armor. In a world where the hyena's primary weapon is a bone-crushing bite directed at the neck, the lion's mane creates a dense, tangled barrier of hair and skin that makes a lethal throat grip almost impossible. While a hyena might successfully wound a lioness, trying to land a decisive blow on a male lion is like trying to bite through a reinforced shield. The psychological impact of a male lion's arrival cannot be overstated. You can witness a scene where 30 hyenas are successfully mobbing and harassing several lionesses, seemingly on the verge of driving them off a kill. The air is filled with the high-pitched giggles and yips of the hyenas as they gain confidence. But the moment a male lion's roar vibrates through the air, or his silhouette appears on the horizon, that confidence vanishes instantly. The noise stops. The aggressive posturing ends. This is because hyenas know that while a lioness might fight to defend her meal, a male lion fights to eliminate the competition. Unlike the females, who must balance the need for food with the risk of injury, the male lion is often characterized by a chilling, targeted aggression toward hyenas. Biologists have noted that male lions frequently go out of their way to hunt and kill hyenas without any intention of eating them. This is not about hunger. It is about pest control. A male lion understands on an instinctual level that every hyena he kills is one less threat to his cubs and one less mouth stealing his pride's resources. The male lion's tactics are also terrifyingly efficient. While hyenas rely on a death by 1,000 cuts approach, a male lion is a one-strike killer. He has the speed to close a gap surprisingly fast and the power to break a hyena's spine or crush its skull with a single swipe of his massive paw. Most importantly, male lions have a grim fascination with the hyena matriarch. They seem to recognize that the alpha female is the glue holding the clan together. In many recorded encounters, a male lion will ignore the dozens of hyenas nipping at him and focus entirely on a single-minded pursuit of the matriarch. When the queen of the hyenas is caught and killed by the king of the lions, the effect is a total collapse of the clan's morale. The death of a matriarch can throw a hyena clan into social chaos for months or even years. This is the ultimate reason for the fear. The male lion is the only creature on the savannah that can dismantle the hyena's entire social world in a matter of seconds. He is the ultimate enforcer, a predator who doesn't play by the rules of the scavenger myth, and his presence serves as a constant, deadly reminder that in the hierarchy of the plains, there is only one true ruler. The battlefield of the savannah is not only one of physical violence, it is also a theater of sound, where psychological warfare is waged every hour of the day and night. To understand why hyenas fear the lion, we must listen to the language of the wilderness. For these two rivals, vocalizations are not just calls. They are weapons used to intimidate, coordinate, and destabilize the enemy. The most iconic sound of the African night is the roar of a lion. This is not merely a loud noise. It is a low-frequency broadcast that can be heard up to 5 miles away. To a hyena, the lion's roar is a physical experience. The sound is so deep that it vibrates through the ground and can be felt in the chest of any creature nearby. When a lion roars, it is an assertion of absolute ownership. It tells every hyena within 100 square mile radius exactly where the king is and what territory he claims. For a hyena clan, hearing that roar while they are on a kill is a psychological blow. It forces them into a state of hypervigilance, knowing that the most dangerous creature on the continent is aware of their presence and could arrive at any moment. On the other side of the acoustic war, we have the vocalizations of the hyena, which are perhaps the most misunderstood sounds in nature. The high-pitched, manic cackle, often referred to as laughter, has nothing to do with humor. In reality, it is a sign of intense stress, frustration, and social positioning. When you hear a hyena laughing during a confrontation with lions, you are listening to a creature that is terrified and highly agitated. This sound serves a dual purpose. It alerts the rest of the clan that they are in a high-stakes situation, and it acts as a frantic attempt to coordinate a defense. However, to the lion, this sound is often nothing more than a dinner bell. Lions have learned to associate the sounds of hyena social strife and laughter with a successful kill. Instead of being intimidated by the noise, lions are often drawn to it, knowing that the hyenas have already done the hard work of catching a meal. The communication between these two species is a constant game of eavesdropping. Hyenas are masters at interpreting the subtle differences in lion vocalizations. They can distinguish between a territorial roar, which might be distant and manageable, and the short, sharp grunts a lion makes during a hunt or a fight. Conversely, lions are expertly tuned to the specific frequency of hyena calls. A pride of lionesses can be resting a mile away, seemingly asleep. But the moment the frequency of a hyena clan's vocalizations shifts from scouting to feeding, the lions will be on their feet and moving toward the sound in seconds. This psychological pressure creates a permanent state of tension. Imagine being a hyena, trying to eat as fast as possible while the air around you is filled with the booming, low-frequency threats of your greatest enemy. The lion's ability to dominate the acoustic landscape is a primary tool of control. They use their voices to shrink the world of the hyena, making them feel surrounded even when the lions are not yet visible. The ultimate psychological victory occurs in the moments of total silence. When a large hyena clan is screaming and cackling at a group of lionesses, the noise is deafening. But if a male lion suddenly appears, the silence that follows is immediate and chilling. This sudden drop in volume is the clearest indicator of the hyena's fear. They know that the war of nerves is over, and the time for physical survival has begun. By controlling the sound of the savannah, the lion maintains a mental grip on the hyena that is just as powerful as its physical one. To move from the theory of biology and psychology into the cold reality of the wild, we must look at the documented history of this eternal war. For decades, researchers and filmmakers in regions like the Serengeti and Botswana's Savuti have witnessed encounters that prove this rivalry is far more than a simple competition for food. It is a calculated, ritualistic, and often brutal campaign for territorial supremacy. One of the most famous case studies in the history of wildlife observation took place in the Savuti region. For over 30 years, a specific war was documented between the local lion prides and hyena clans. In this harsh environment, the rules of nature seemed to shift. The lions here didn't just stumble into conflicts. They actively sought out hyenas. One legendary male lion, known to researchers as Ntwadumela, a name that translates to "he who greets with fire," became a symbol of this specific hatred. Ntwadumela was a specialist. While other lions focused on buffalo or zebra, he seemed to have a personal vendetta against the spotted hyena. He would often ignore easy prey to track a hyena clan for miles. When he caught them, he didn't eat them. He simply killed them, often focusing his energy on the highest-ranking females, before leaving the carcasses for the vultures. This behavior, known as surplus killing, is one of the most terrifying aspects of the lion-hyena dynamic. In most of the animal kingdom, predators kill to eat. But when a lion kills a hyena, it is often a political act. By killing a competitor and leaving the body untouched, the lion sends a clear message of dominance. It is a form of environmental conditioning. Every hyena that witnesses such an event carries that trauma back to the clan, reinforcing the instinctual fear that keeps them from challenging the lion's authority. Another revealing case study involves the asymmetric nature of their warfare. In many recorded instances, a clan of 30 or 40 hyenas will have a pride of lionesses pinned down at a kill. The hyenas are winning the battle of numbers, nipping at the lionesses' heels and forcing them to retreat. But the dynamic shifts instantly when a single male lion enters the fray. In one documented encounter, a large hyena clan was on the verge of killing a weakened lioness. Just as the end seemed near, a male lion arrived. Within 90 seconds, he had killed the clan's matriarch and 2 other high-ranking females. The remaining 30 hyenas, despite their massive numerical advantage, didn't just retreat. They fled the area entirely and did not return for days. This specific targeting of leaders is not accidental. Lions are highly intelligent and possess a social awareness that allows them to identify the nodes of power within a hyena clan. By removing the matriarch, the lion isn't just killing an individual. He is decapitating the clan's leadership. Without the alpha female to coordinate their movements and provide the social glue, the clan's tactical efficiency collapses. These fatal encounters serve as the lessons of the savannah. For a young hyena growing up, witnessing the speed and ease with which a lion can end the life of a clan leader is a foundational experience. It transforms the lion from a rival predator into a source of primal terror. These case studies show us that the fear hyenas feel is not irrational. It is a logical response to a predator that has mastered the art of psychological and physical demolition. The savannah is littered with the history of these clashes, each one a reminder that while the hyena may be a queen in her own right, she lives in a world where the king can take her crown and her life at any moment. As we look across the vast rolling hills of the African savannah, it is easy to view the relationship between the lion and the hyena as one of pure tragedy, a cycle of endless violence and paralyzing fear. However, in the grand design of the natural world, this rivalry is far from senseless. It is, in fact, the very heartbeat of the ecosystem. This eternal conflict acts as a powerful regulatory mechanism that maintains the delicate equilibrium of one of the most complex environments on Earth. The fear that the lion instills in the hyena and the constant pressure the hyena exerts on the lion serves a vital purpose. These 2 apex predators are the checks and balances of the savannah. By competing for the same prey, they ensure that no single species of herbivore, whether it be the wildebeest, the zebra, or the buffalo, becomes overpopulated. This intense predation pressure keeps herds healthy and moving, preventing overgrazing and allowing the grasslands to regenerate. Without the lion to keep the hyena clans in check, or the hyena to challenge the lion prides, the population of these hunters might fluctuate wildly, eventually leading to the collapse of the very food sources they depend on. Furthermore, this rivalry ensures that there is no waste in the wild. The food war we have explored means that every carcass is utilized to its absolute limit. Between the lion's ability to take down the largest bulls and the hyena's specialized capacity to crush and digest bone, nothing is left behind. They are the ultimate recycling system of the plains, ensuring that nutrients are returned to the soil as quickly as possible. But perhaps the most profound impact of this relationship is psychological. Fear is a landscape-level architect. It dictates where animals walk, where they sleep, and how they interact. The presence of the lion forces the hyena to be smarter, faster, and more social. In turn, the persistence of the hyena forces the lion to be more protective and more unified. They have literally shaped one another's evolution over millions of years. They are 2 sides of the same coin, each defining the existence of the other. In the end, why hyenas fear the Lion King is not just a story about dominance or terror. It is a story about the necessity of conflict. The fear felt by the hyena is the price of a stable world. It is a reminder that in nature, peace is not the absence of struggle, but the perfect balance of it. As the sun sets once more and the first roars begin to echo across the plains, the war continues. Not because it is cruel, but because it is the way the savannah survives. The king and the clan, the roar and the laugh, remain forever locked in a dance that ensures the cycle of life never stops turning.